I'm not going to repeat what's already been said because we have amazing speakers and I think everyone here is aware of what's going on. So instead, I'm going to take this time to relay a message from Gaza. The message is, we are not numbers. We hear about thousands being killed every day and we lost count. How many are dead? I don't even know, more than 30,000. And today I'm going to highlight one of these people that were killed. I'm going to tell you about one person called Rafat Al-Harir. Rafat Al-Harir was a Palestinian poet. He studied arts in London. He studied arts in University College London, UCL. He got his master's in arts. Rafat Al-Harir had a movement called We Are Not Numbers. He was a professor at the Islamic University of Gaza. And I'm going to read you two of his poems. The first one is called I Am You. 2 steps, 1, 2. Look in the mirror. The horror, the horror. The butt of your M16 on my cheekbone. The yellow patch it left. The bullet-shaped scar expanding like a swastika. Snaking across my face. The heartache following. Out of my eyes dripping. Out of my nostrils piercing. My ears flooding. The place like it did to you 70 years ago or so. I am just you. I am your past haunting. Your present and your future. I strive like you did. I fight like you did. I resist like you resisted. And for a moment, I take your tenacity as a model. Were you not holding the barrel of the gun between my eyes? Between my bleeding eyes? 1, 2. The very same gun, the very same bullet that had killed your mom and killed your dad is being used against me by you. Mark this bullet and mark in your gun. If you sniff it, it has your and my blood. It has my present and your past. It has my present. It has your future. That's why we are twins. Same life track, same suffering, same facial expression drawn on the face of the killer. Same everything. Except that in your case, the victim has evolved backwards into a victimizer. I tell you, I am you. Except that I am not the you of now. I do not hate you. I want to help you stop hating and killing me. I tell you, the noise of your machine gun renders you deaf. The smell of the powder beats down of my blood. The sparks disfigure my facial expressions. Would you stop shooting? For a moment, would you? All you have to do is close your eyes. Seeing these days blinds our hearts. Close your eyes tightly so that you can see in your mind's eye. Then look into the mirror. 1, 2, I am you. I am your past. In killing me, you kill You! And now I'm going to read you the second one. The second one was written a few days before his death. He's dead, unfortunately. And some, 1 second, let me get the source. Euromed Monitor released a statement saying that Al-Arir was apparently deliberately targeted. He was targeted from his home, surgically bombed out of the entire building. A few days before he died, he wrote this, and I saw it somewhere, yeah, there. If I must die, you must live. To tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings, make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, awaiting his dad, who left in a blaze, and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself, sees the kite, my kite you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment an angel is there, bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope, let it be a tale. And he did die, and this is a message to all of us to keep fighting. When you feel hopeless, remember this. Remember this Palestinian man, innocent Palestinian man, begging us to keep going. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Unfortunately, we have to talk about statistics, although all these numbers are human beings. But in medical terms, we have to say all these things, and in academia, we have to tell the numbers. So I'll tell you the numbers as of yesterday, the 9th of February, from the 7th of October. In Gaza, there was at least 27,947 persons killed in Gaza. So nearly 30,000. In the occupied land, where there's no trouble there, supposedly, 390 persons killed, nearly 400. Now, injured in Gaza, 67,459,000 in Gaza. And in West Bank, 4,450. 4,450, nearly 4,500 in the West Bank, well, should be no problem there. Now, the infrastructure now. There is 360,000 residential units destroyed or damaged. Imagine, like Swansea. There is 390 educational facilities damaged. One of them actually, in the last couple of years, have been taken. One of the universities, I can't remember which one of them, Al-Najah or Al-Islamiyah, was chosen as the first in the world in personal development before, 2-3 years ago. And they all damaged. Places of worship, 267 places of worship damaged. And so it's terrible situation there. 13, regarding the hospital, this is, if you can summarize this war, it is the war on health facilities, on health personnel and children. This is a summary of the war. 13 out of the 36 hospitals only partially functioning, just giving the first aid treatment only. 122 ambulance damaged totally. 11 bakeries damaged. And now the shocking statistic. Let me give you some statistics from the, actually from the Israeli side. Now every hour, that is Israeli statistic, in the first 7 days of war, every hour, 15 people killed. Every hour, 6 of them are children. 35 people injured every hour there. 42 bombs in every hour descended on Gaza. 12 buildings damaged in every hour. This is the statistic of Israeli statistic in the first 7 days of war. Later on it will become even worse. So it's a terrible statistic, terrible situation there, and we should not stay silent. We have to talk about it. Now let's talk about the journalists. How many journalists affected? So 87 Palestinian journalists died. 4 Israeli journalists killed. So 87 killed from the Palestinian side, and even from the Israeli side 4 killed and 3 Lebanese. This is the loss of journalists in this war is the largest ever in any conflict in history. Can you imagine that? So please always participate in any function about Palestine. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! You guys must be feeling a little bit cold, getting a bit stiff, yeah? So we need to stretch our legs, yeah? Are you ready to stretch your legs? Yeah! That's not long enough. Are you ready to stretch your legs? Yeah! Alright, so Haseen's going to say a few words, and then after that we're going to lead the march behind the healthcare workers. Round of applause for Haseen!
There's been a discourse, there's been a lot of people saying that we're the ones that support terrorism. Israel are one of the biggest exporters of terrorism around the world. They are the 10th biggest arms exporter in the world. They send weapons to the military junta in Myanmar to massacre the Rohingya Muslims. They send weapons to the military dictatorship in Argentina. And we speak about apartheid. We speak about apartheid South Africa. Remember, South Africans' apartheid would not have been where it was without the training, the weapons and the support of Israel. They sent them border technology, they sent them weapons, and they were one of the people arguing that South Africa, apartheid South Africa, should have nuclear weapons. That's who we're talking about. And when they say we're anti-Semitic, ask the Zionists, why do they believe a 1,000-year-old religion can be represented by a 100-year ideology that is based on genocide, that is based on colonialism? As to why Netanyahu is so fine with inviting some of the biggest anti-Semites in the world, such as Donald Trump and Viktor Orban, for VIP visits to Israel if he is against anti-Semitism. Ask him why he sent and why the Israeli regime in the past have sent weapons to military dictatorships that have been specifically targeting Jewish people. There is no answer to any of these questions, and we know that when we march angry. As Malcolm X said, do not be sad, be angry, because when you are angry, you get things done. So let's make sure we're angry, and let's remember, we're winning the propaganda war. The UK are sending 5 million, funding 5 million into universities and schools for politically motivated anti-Semitism training. They're going to try to tell us that the Jewish people arguing against Israel and Zionism are self-hating Jews. They're going to try and tell us the Muslims and all those from Palestine, the Christians, have seen their families murdered by the Zionist Israeli regime, that they are anti-Semitic. We march with our Jewish brothers and sisters. We march with our Muslim brothers and sisters. We march with our Christian brothers and sisters. And we will march with those who have no religion or other religion. We know we are on the right side of history, so we march angry and we march loud until there is only one state, and that is a free Palestinian state. I'll finish with this. David Ben-Gurion, one of the founders of modern Israel, one of the founders of ideological Zionism, said in 1937, before the Nakba, In a letter to his son, he said the Arabs will have to go, but we might have to wait for an opportune moment to do so, such as war. This has been their plan for a long, long time. And note, he said Arab, not Muslim. He does not care if Jewish people are sent away if they are against their regime. Netanyahu doesn't care. None of them care. So let's march loud, let's march angry, and let's march.